What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode for the Rising of the Shield Hero Season 3. This is episode 11, and with me, as always, I have Blue Spade.
Yeah, so we're at the penultimate episode of the season, which of course focuses mostly on Itsuki, the bow hero, facing off against Rishia, who is of course confronting him to a fight in the underground coliseum. Of course, Itsuki is of course curious as to why he's fighting Rishia, and he still views her as weak, but of course he ends up underestimating her abilities once he finds out how strong she's become since then.
Yeah, I mean, at first, when he finds out that that Naofumi's there, he points his bow at them and just and threatens them, and then eventually, you know, uh, he just kind of goes on a lot of these tangents about how he's, um, he's he essentially just he about the justice he believes in and all that, before just firing of barrage of arrows on him and I guess the rest of the crowd. And now Fumi has to protect them all with with one of his shields. Um,
Yeah, which which is ironic because Itsuki accuses Naofumi of brainwashing people using his shield abilities, but he does the same. Like, I think he unknowingly does the same thing using his new cursed bow on a lot of the other onlookers watching this fight. Just basically I guess whenever they get hit, they end up praising like Itsuki as this great hero.
yeah, apparently the arrows end up just I guess putting them under his control.
Yeah, and but of course the fight continues on with Rishia end up standing her own, even having her weapon destroyed. She ends up developing this new type of this translucent looking weapon. Of course, surprising everybody else, and of course using it to his advantage to take down Itsuki once and for all.
Yeah. Yeah, and we kind of get some of Itsuki's backstory as well, with with him in his world, kind of explaining why I guess he is the way he is. Um, I guess they're trying to show that he was he was failing in school or something, and he got his ideals about justice because when he was when he was a child, this old woman told him that he was uh, that he was some kind of a hero or something like that. It's all kind of I feel like this is another problem with this season is that it should have had devoted some more time to kind of giving us more of these characters' backstories, because we kind of just have this one episode to sort of explore Itsuki's backstory. It is kind of the same with Ren as well, to be fair. I feel like they just should have given more time for some of these characters to, to sort of just give us a better idea of why they are the way they are. But it just kind of all feels very surface level with Itsuki and also kind of with Ren. Uh, Itsuki just kind of goes on these rants about justice, and it kind of in a weird way, it kind of reminds me of he's almost like a poor man's Shiro Emiya, but at least with Shiro, there's a lot more to his character than just him being obsessed with being a hero of justice and all that. With Itsuki, they don't really go much beyond that. They explain why he is that way, but they don't really delve that much into it beyond that, other than that he was told that that he's a hero, and I guess that left some kind of impression on him, and ever since then he's been completely obsessed with justice or something.
Yeah. So eventually he runs off to meet up with Mine again, but unfortunately, he finds he doesn't find her there. All he finds is just a note that she left for him, which of course both Naofumi and Ren read out, saying that Mine ended up taking the what was it the Coliseum winnings from Itsuki, and basically she just left him a load of debt soon afterwards. And Itsuki, of course, in such disbelief, he just passes out from exhaustion afterwards.
Yeah. Um, and then after that, it feels like he's just he wakes up back in Naofumi's village. But after that, it just feels like his eyes. It looks like he just has these soulless eyes, like his soul has been crushed, I guess, by what had happened to him, and he's kind of just despondent. Like he doesn't really say too much, and um, it's kind of interesting that he kind of has a little bit of a different reaction to what happened to him as opposed to Ren. I mean, maybe it's going to take a little bit longer for Itsuki to really like recover from what happened to him and being taken advantage of like that. Um, but
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, with Rishi, I think she has the potential to help, to help him out, one step at a time.
yeah,
Um, so I guess I think, out of the three heroes, I think Ren sort of had it better, than both Itsuki and Moriyasu. Um, Moriyasu, I don't think we really got much of a backstory. I think it's possible that we'll get it probably by the next episode. See what he was like before he got transported into the other world.
mm,
So yeah, but in terms of like, the character, I really wish, like, that more could have been done with some, of the three heroes character development. I mean, Itsuki kind of got the most of it, kind of. I mean, we barely got some of it with Ren, with his backstory of, like, how he views the world, and like he, like a Ren viewed the world like, like if he was playing a video game, until he was faced with reality when fighting against the spirit tortoise. Okay, so Itsuki, of course, like, does his best to convince himself that he's like he's some kind of symbol of justice, that, that anything he can do will help others, no matter what, at the cost. For Moriyasu, it's unknown, like, what his motivations are, and whether or not, like, like, I don't know. It's hard to pinpoint what Moriyasu's thinking, because all we ever see him do was, like, was just like be with Mine for most of that time, until she ended up throwing him under the bus.
yeah. I mean, I am kind of wondering how this season is going to end. Like, if they're going to confront Mine, or if they're going to address the thing with the king. Uh, Not really sure. I mean, because do we only have like one episode left, or is it two more episodes?
We Yeah, we only have one episode
I just feel
left,
like
and
with
it's hard.
what's happened so far, like I don't know where they're gonna go with this. Like, where are we gonna end with this season? Are they going to like try to tease the appearance of the Phoenix, or are they going to like? I feel like there's a few things they could do. Like, the Phoenix should show up, or they confront the king. The king plays into what's going to happen in some way, or they're going to go confront Mine. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, it's,
It's yeah, it's more or less the combination of everything,
yeah,
because I do feel like that this next episode is mostly going to be building up, for a potential season 4, because they've been hinting about, like, this great spirit phoenix, since the start of the season, but it's more or less like, like, they're like, Naofumi has to bring back, all the three missing heroes, from whatever they were dealing with. And plus, it was part of a big story arc that was part of season 1. And uh, I forgot, like, the Filolio queen's name. I think it was, Vittoria. It was
yeah.
Vittoria. That she was the one who suggested to Naofumi that Naofumi needs to be the one to bring all the four heroes all together. Otherwise, like, there's gonna be doom is gonna befall, like, the entire world.
Mm,
So it looks like by the end of season 3, that's, I guess, in a way, Naofumi is gonna complete that mission, sort of.
yeah.
I mean, considering, like, I mean, despite the state, like, you know, I guess the mental state of, like, each of these characters, I think Ren sort of has it better. But as for Itsuki, like, he's dealing with, like, like, over, like, he's despondent and under denial of, like, over what happened. And of course, Moriyasu, it's hard to tell with him, because, like, he's has this weird obsession with philo swords. So it's hard to tell where they're gonna take him.
Yeah, I guess you're probably right about it's probably where it's going to end. I just hope that if with the Phoenix, it's done a little bit better than the Spirit Tortoise in that arc, because we've already had a story arc that was kind of like that, where the Spirit Tortoise was threatening the world, and now it's the Spirit Phoenix.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't really have too much else to say about the episode, though. I don't know if you have anything else to say about it.
I mean, it was a decent episode. finally, showing off Itsuki's backstory of sorts. I mean, it could have been done better a little bit, but I think I still think, in my opinion, season three is somewhat of a better season than season two was. I mean, not as good as season one, considering like how long this season was. Like it still scratches my head as to why seasons two and three are much shorter seasons compared to season one.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I feel like the main problem is just that they just don't have a lot of time like they did with season one, where it was two cores, whereas this, both season two and three are just one core. Um, because I feel like that's one of the main problems. But yeah, so that all being said, guys, until next time, we will see you all later.